Welcome back, Trash and Talk. Here today, I'm Wayne. Kurt is back behind the mic today. Welcome back, Kurt.
Thank you, Wayne.
Hope you're feeling better.
Oh, I'm feeling just great.
We're gonna dive into what Kurt got into, but today's episode, we got a special guest coming in via FaceTime.
Who's this?
From North Carolina.
Whoa.
A buddy of mine, a buddy of yours. And just have shits and giggles and just laugh a little bit, but we'll get into that, and we'll see how it goes.
Surprise guest.
Surprise guest coming through. Let's talk trash.
Yeah, baby.
Peace.
We got the trash. We got the trash. We got the trash. Yeah, we got the trash. We got the trash. We got the trash. Our trash is your treasure. We got the trash. We got the trash. We got the trash. The Raccoon Kings are your treasure. So listen to our trash. So listen to our trash.
Yeah.
Bro, when did you guys become such party animals?
After the kids got big,
When you shipped their asses off to college.
it becomes a lot easier when they're older.
How old are they now?
Now you're asking hard questions. 21, 23, and 26.
Oh, dude, you're going to be a grandfather soon.
Oh, I'm amazed that it's not happened yet.
I like that shirt you got on, representing.
Nice,
Yeah, well,
nice.
I still represent.
Listen,
Well, listen, hold on. Let me introduce everyone to Andy Diglio. This is a guy that me and Kurt work with on sanitation in New York City. Welcome, Andy, to the show, Trash and Talk today.
very nice,
Welcome.
Andy. Very nice.
Thank you.
I'm gonna say one thing. It looks fucking beautiful behind you right now. You're in a
See that,
goddamn
right?
t-shirt.
Let me tell you, the best move that I could tell anyone that's still working is do your 20, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
It
100%.
seems that way more and more now.
Well, the job just got stupid, but even so, like you moved to North Carolina now, and it's a different lifestyle.
It is. It gets a little to get used to it. I miss the real good pizza and Chinese food. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of downfalls.
You miss the
but
bagels across the street?
overall, it's the best move.
Well, I mean, listen, you could just go over to D'Agostino's house. He'll make you some pizzas.
His pizza does look pretty good. I'll give him that.
No, but we wanted to have you come on, especially because you never come to see us anymore. So we had to do it this way through FaceTime, which I understand.
I know. I have a hard time
Coming back.
going back north.
No, bro, more power to you. I get it. I know your mother lives down the block from me, for fucking Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
Literally lives down the block from me. But no, we wanted to just get into the job, and we were just talking about the stories when we came in, and that we remember when we came into the garage, you were happy as a pig in shit because you were the juniorest guy in the garage.
That's right. I finally got some guys.
It
Yeah,
was like you and Croce, right?
Yeah, Croce was right above me. He had me beat. There was like one other guy, I don't remember. But no, I was it
For like
The
5
bottom.
years, right?
for a couple of years. Yeah, we got there in 95 during the snowstorms.
When we all got there.
Detached.
Yeah, 2000s.
Yeah, those first 30 days were great because we were days. Then they got us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even do that anymore. You don't even have to
Really?
if you switch from like a different garage, you're there for like a week. That's it. Like you get 5 days.
No,
It's not like
but-
years ago.
But when you get hired, you have 30
Yeah, but
days.
didn't you just say you were detached there?
Oh, I was already on the job like 2 years.
Yeah, so you did that like backdoor maneuver. I have to move to Staten Island. I got to work in Staten Island because my mom's sick.
No. It wasn't back there. They were asking volunteers because Staten Island was so behind.
Oh, they just didn't have the manpower.
Right.
Nice. No, but we were just also talking about all the the fun that went on with like those senior guys. We were just talking about Mulrooney and
That's
Clancy.
the first thing that I would bring up.
Oh my God. And it was just
assassin.
nuts. Yeah, it was nuts. And he was just so funny. Like those guys just always had a good time, but they weren't like over the top fun. You know, like they never got stupid.
No, I mean, yes and no, but it was a lot of fun. They were a lot of fun, those guys. They were at the point in their career where they weren't scared. Like I was still like 2 years on, you know,
New on the job. Yeah.
little low key-ish. Those guys didn't give a fuck.
No.
But it was all in good fun, I gotta say.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, once we all came, all us junior guys came, the whole culture kind of changed. We were loud, we were noisy.
Yeah.
Those senior
Yeah.
guys used to be like, "Shut the fuck up," you know. They didn't take too kind to us.
No, it probably took a little getting used to.
Yeah.
For them.
The whole reading the paper and quiet bullshit that they did totally
Yeah,
changed.
watching Telemundo. Were you
Yeah.
one of the guys
Yeah,
watching
he was a
the
Telemundo
girls
guy,
on
Saturday
Telemundo?
I seen a few episodes of Telemundo, believe me.
Right? The Saturday
Oh,
Telemundo.
That's
shit.
Rachel Ray. Rachel Ray used to be the big thing.
Rachel
They were in
Ray.
love with.
Those guys will watch anything.
Andy, I want to bring up a story. See if you remember
Go ahead.
this. We were in the locker room. You're doing your normal routine. You got your little flip flops on. Took a shower. You came out.
I know where you're going.
You came out. You came out in your little skimpy towel, and
Right.
we pushed you outside into the
Yeah.
hallway. Do you remember that?
Oh, very well.
And we locked the door. And
Locked the door.
Crawford came and was walking to her locker room and seen you standing there in your little towel.
Yeah. And to make matters worse, she goes to me, "Wow, it must be cold in there."
Oh, Robin
I
was
was
crazy.
about to walk outside and come around through the parking lot.
And coming through that door?
But yeah, I was gonna come in the side door. But yeah, that was a
But
classic story.
But dude, that was the job though. We messed around so much. It was like Kurt had said it in one of the episodes, and it was a perfect way of putting the job. It's like a frat house. Like like we just busted each other's balls. Like he said, when we came in, the younger crowd, we got a little louder. We weren't the older guys anymore. You kind of like, even Gus of all people, like kind of got into hanging out with us. And it was more so like, now we not transformed you guys, but you went from like the boring old school, like mentality of let's do our routes and hang out. Like we were just talking about, the guys never left. Like you guys never left the garage after your routes. You all hung out and read the newspapers and watched Telemundo.
Yeah.
You know, where we came in, we're like, fuck this, we're leaving. We're done in 3 hours. We're going home. But like, it just changed
I was also a South Shore guy, so it was a pain in the ass.
It didn't make sense. Yeah, it didn't make sense for you to go all the way home. But like Gus wouldn't go home.
Yeah, Gus was right there and he
No.
could go home. I think the craziest person when I got there was Fideli. He acted like, when he would walk up to the roll call in a skirt that his wife made out of her pants. Other than that, all those
I remember
senior
that.
guys.
He used to skateboard around the locker room, buck naked.
Yeah, I remember that.
And now he's a man in the Lord.
Yeah, exactly. Now he found Jesus.
Yeah.
No, even McNally's hung like a horse, and he's walking around. I'm like, and these guys are coming out of the shower, and we're like, dude, I ain't going in the shower with this guy. Wind up getting poked by something that you don't want to. But it was all in good fun. Like we used to throw the bottle rockets when you were going to the bathroom. Like it was crazy.
We had a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. And that's the thing I miss about that job is hanging out with other guys, laughing. I don't miss anything else about that job. That's for sure.
No, but even the work, let's be honest, like even when we were out in the street, if it wasn't raining or the hours of snow that we dealt with, it was still a fun job. Like, dude, I'll never forget the day that you took a dump behind the garbage truck in a fucking toilet. You found
Thanks,
a
Wayne.
toilet. We were backing up a dead end, and you were clenching your cheeks for life. I'll never forget. You're like, oh, a toilet. I could use this. And you backed up and you put it behind. And honestly, I don't even remember where it was. You took a shit in the toilet and then wiped your ass with like whatever we had, and then threw the toilet in the truck. And then we went on with the
You
day.
do what you got to do in times of desperation, you know?
Or you would disappear and go take a piss in the truck. You would open the side hatch and go behind the blade. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
That's what made that job awesome. That you basically did your own thing. Nobody told you how to do the route. Nobody told you can't have fun.
Did what you wanted.
You did what you wanted.
Well, certain partners would make it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But,
let's not jump on him right away. Well, you had bad partners through the gate.
I didn't even mean Gus, really.
Well, you had tough partners from the get-go. You had Grady. You had Pinto. I mean,
Pinto was easier.
Yeah, Pinto was a fool-around guy. Yeah, he would mess around here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had some strict ones like Grady. I remember you working days with Grady, and we would see what kind of day you were having when you walked in at like lunchtime. We knew something happened. They're fighting. Like you guys, your attitudes were off.
Yeah. I had Steve Ursinoli for a while.
Oh my God.
Another good guy, but you know.
Give you ice.
He was out there.
Come in tired. And, I mean, the guy worked 2 jobs, and the last thing he felt like doing a lot of times was that route. And,
crying about it, yeah.
You were in that section the whole time, Andy?
I actually started out as a 13 section guy and then transferred into the garage so that way I could steady route in the section.
Yeah, okay.
I love that I could hear the birds chirping in the background.
Do you?
Yeah, one of those North Carolina crows. They just sound really nice.
We got some nice birds that fly around up here. I want to get like a bird feeder. Just sit out here and watch them.
Yeah, you should get one with the camera so you go watch in the middle of the night too when you can't sleep.
That is true.
No, but the job was just not even the fun parts though. It was just more of like the frat house stuff. It was just not even like a fucking job.
Best time of my life.
It really was.
And the shit we got away with.
Yep.
The laughs you could have, like you said, no one's watching you. Like I didn't see a foreman the last 4 years of my job, like on that job. Because they knew if you were going to do the job, nobody's going to bother you. They don't want to do anything either.
No, they knew if you were the type that was going to get your route done, do what you got to do, they left you alone.
Yeah. And you worked for Marty. I mean, for Christ's sakes, you know, we tortured Marty more than he could ever torture us. Like all of us.
Without a doubt, 100%.
We would bust his balls much more. But he just knew, like, you guys were all going to go out if he didn't bother you. And I think that was most of them, you know?
Yeah.
I think if you cleaned your route, they didn't give a shit what the fuck was done as long as it was clean.
It was just getting the work done. That's all they cared about.
Right.
But I had way more fun in Style 1 than I ever had in 3. The 3 was just a different, it was just a different animal. There wasn't that, not to say there wasn't camaraderie, there was, but there wasn't that ball breaking fun, craziness, fucking, like all the crazy stories I have are from when I was in Style 1. Yeah, it was more fucking fun. I didn't have to worry about, oh, fuck, what are we doing today? Are we staying out today? Why are we staying out today? I can't clean? What the fuck? It was more of
Screening was always worse for that.
I was just, when I was at 1, I was just concentrating on what the fuck am I going to do to make everybody laugh?
Yeah.
What can I do to fucking make everybody laugh? And that's basically the whole time I was there. It was fun. I only left because for some reason, I wanted to be closer to home, per se. And my brother was leaving. So at the time, I was like, fuck it, I'll just go to 3. It's right there.
The worst thing he ever did.
It took a lot of the fun out of it.
He left me in his trails.
It took a lot of the fun out of the job. All that fun I had with you guys was nothing can compare to that.
So Andy, what are you doing with yourself now?
still working.
Okay, well,
What are you doing?
I drive a truck for a fire sprinkler company, Gourmet, big company. I deliver their piping, their material. I got the moffett on the back of the truck, and take the material out to the job sites or their location. And it's not a big gig.
yeah. So listen, it took you 50 years, and you're finally delivering pipe. No, but dude, wait, listen, that's the thing about leaving in 20 years. And if you don't get off 3/4, you got to work again.
You got to work.
But you do what you want.
Right. Well, everybody's different. Everyone's situation's different.
Yep.
We came here, the kids were still young, needed the insurance. Everyone Health is not really accepted down here. You can get like 1 or 2 general doctors. That's about it.
Yeah.
They do specialty wise. So I had to work. I had to get a job that had benefits. And
well, originally, let's talk about the first job that you got, because I remember you tried to be a garbage man again in a different state. And how'd that work out?
Lasted about a week.
Well, how different was it?
Guess what? They work more than 3 hours a day.
What the fuck?
What kind of bullshit is this?
No. I didn't retire to go work harder.
Work longer, yeah. But I remember you telling me that. Yeah, I remember you telling me the story. It was like you thought it was great originally, right? Because you were with another guy. And then all of a sudden, wasn't it the story that then after like the first week, you'll be out on your own?
Well, it was like they were getting those one-armed bandits. They still didn't have them yet. So they said, eventually you're going to be by yourself. But still, they were doing like shit, like running across major roads, grab a pail. No. And, I was not used to that kind of thing. And I was like, no. I mean, the pay was good. They were paying me well because they were paying me as a 20-year guy. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, so it was like dealing with when I started working with one of your ex-partners, Gus. And I'm like, Gus, I think this is a great idea. And you had just like left, you retired. I'm like, we're going to do both sides of College Avenue going up first thing in the morning. Dude, he lost his mind. And you know how he used to get. Dude, he would complain to everyone of that. Like he still tells people, he had me do both sides of fucking College Avenue, this jerk off. I'm like, Gus, I want the least amount of time with you in this vehicle.
Poor Gus.
At the platter of a 90.
I tell you, you look young. You don't look 90.
Hey, you look great, bro.
Yeah, well, that's because they got me on this, like, the Mongiorno, the, like, Ozempic shit.
Oh, you're taking Ozempic?
It's for my diabetes.
Yeah, well, you needed it.
Right. But I dropped, like, 30 pounds.
Hey, you look great.
And my sugar went down to the actual normal range.
And your wife's back in love with you again, too, probably.
Nah, she hates me.
Listen, do you still have the house in Staten Island or you sold it?
No.
I didn't know if you were renting it out.
That nightmare?
I didn't know if you
house.
kept on to it and you were still renting it out.
After what, a year, right?
Cocksucker's not paying rent.
Yeah, because you moved down to North Carolina and you were renting there and you were renting your house in Staten Island still.
Correct. We came here with the plan, let's rent for a year, see if we like it. If we hate it, we can go back. We knew right away after a year that we were staying. And the people that were renting begged us for another year because I told them, I said, after that year, I'm going to sell the house. They begged us to rent to them again because they intended on buying it. And like 3 months into that second year,
they stopped paying. Bastards. And then they kicked that. Oh, is what's his name still living? Kevin? How's he doing? How's he holding up? Have you spoken?
He's actually still there. I talked to him like 2 days ago.
Didn't he have like a heart transplant or some shit?
He had like a lung transplant.
The fuck? Who does that?
Someone who needs it. He sounded terrible the last time I talked to him. And I talked to him, just like I said, a couple days ago, and he sounded really good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I got to reach out to him.
Yeah.
He reached out to me one day because Caddy called him because we were talking about him on the podcast. He's like, they're talking about me on the podcast. I would talk to him with Theo. That's right. I spoke about Caddy with Theo, but he reached out. And yeah, is he still smoking though?
No, he hasn't smoked in years.
Did you quit smoking?
Yes.
That was a hard.
We quit smoking like 13 years ago, but I will admit, on occasion, when there's some alcohol beverage involved, I will smoke like I never stopped.
Really? So when you go see Billy Bob and the drums, like this weekend, you were probably puffing them out.
No, that's different. Alicia doesn't smoke. It has to be like if I'm with friends who smoke.
Okay.
If I'm having a party here at the house and I'm going to get a little fish naked,
that I don't get.
I'll have a pack.
Yeah, that I don't get invited to.
You're invited to everyone.
Bro,
what about Dags? Is Dags invited?
Dags invites, but he doesn't even respond and answer.
I told you, you invite me. You
Dags,
invite me, I'm going to pop up.
Dags will get in touch with you for his football, baseball, basketball, hockey pools. As long as it's a pool, he'll text you.
Yeah, I don't bet. I cry when I lose money.
I hear you.
Well, you worked hard for it. You hardly worked for it. Let's put it that way.
He never worked hard on sanitation.
But yeah, so you had Croce, who was at the. Well, he's your brother-in-law. It's Alicia's brother, right?
My brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was trying to think if it was tied the other way. I see him. He's, the lacrosse coach of the year now. But I remember he was on the job too. So you kind of had, but you guys got on the same time.
Same exact time. He was also detached with me when we first came over.
Okay.
So we were partners. Worked with him for a while. And then down the road, I don't remember how long into it, he switched to
he went in the office.
The inside,
Surface,
super clerk stuff.
Yeah, he was working out and doing all kinds of crazy shit and doing office work now.
Correct.
And we say it all the time, like the guys who did that kind of stuff were never the hard workers on the job.
No,
that they spent more time in the gym. And then they would come out in the street. They looked all pumped up.
But he was pretty good in the street. Croce, he used to run his ass off.
Yeah, Frankie he wasn't bad. He was good.
Oh, for 2.5 years. All right, give him a break. Sorry, Frank.
Right.
Sorry about that, Frankie. But no, he always did the right thing when he was up in the office with Gadotti, with that sick bastard.
Slappy.
There was some characters, man. We were going through the list of characters in that garage, bro.
Oof.
And oh my Lord, still to the day, I told him top 2 stories ever heard was Clancy. Was the Halloween? What was it? A Halloween party, right, at Clancy's house?
Go ahead.
With
I don't remember this.
With his wife, with Franny Mulrooney.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Still top 2, like the best story on that job I ever heard. But that's what it was. It was like those older guys, like we were saying, they had a weird, quirky funniness about them. They weren't.
Yeah, they were all burnt. They were freaking 60s leftovers.
But even Clancy.
I remember my first day being in one. Actually, I think I was just like out of town for the day. And you remember how the trucks used to be lined up, and I'm walking down the aisle, and the smell of pot way through the air, and I'm like, where the hell am I?
Well, you had the opium den. That was that was crazy in itself.
Oh, sure was.
That whole fucking opium den thing was out of control.
It took me years to get
entered in
through the front door of that room.
Well, how about on the other side, the other locker room where Matthew and all those guys sat, Dags' dad.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, we were on that side hanging out, and I went to sit down to eat my lunch at that back table. And basically told me, no, you can't sit here and eat here. You got to get up. And I was like, what the
Really?
fuck? In the very beginning when I first
Yep.
got there.
The only times I ever ate lunch and stuff, it was on the 4 to 12, so it was a little different. Those guys weren't there.
No, when those guys were there, that was it. That was their thing. You weren't allowed back there. You don't remember that? It was Maffey,
No,
Dags'
no,
father,
I never went back there.
Lenny Stephanie,
You were in the
Bobby
good locker
Olson.
room.
No, Bobby was hung out on our side.
No, Bobby was on that
No,
side.
Bobby hung out
No.
on that side. Yeah, with Maffey. That whole
Maffey,
side was I'll never forget it. And then once Dags, the whole thing with Dags and his dad, and they lightened up a little bit and would let us sit at that table. But it was those guys didn't fucking play, those senior guys.
Well, bro, you were saying Gary was purple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gary
he
was
was. He
fucking
was
purple.
You know, somebody said Anthony Voto reached out to me. He said he's no longer with us, Bobby.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't think he was.
I mean, I'm not really surprised, but
Exactly. I mean, like Theo Von said, once you go purple, then you go to BLM. But no, that's just the way it was, though. Like they had their separate area. We had our area where we still had those guys. I'll never forget the day that Clancy, when Bloomberg came in, the Rat Squad. Were you there that day where they were all hanging out drinking in our locker room where it's locked? And they're banging on the door. You needed the key to get in. We were like, fuck you, whatever. Somebody opened the door to see who it was. And like 7 people came in. And they literally had like garbage bags or whatever. They were going through everything. They were going through lockers, this. And Clancy's sitting there crushing a Budweiser. And they're like, oh, is that yours? And he knew he was in trouble. And he just downed the beer and emptied it and threw it in the guy's bag. He's like, what are you doing? He goes, I knew I was in trouble. I want to finish the drink. Because that was their mentality.
Those guys didn't give a fuck.
You know, Fideli and not Moriarty, Monaco. The first time I ever worked with Monaco, he's like, bro, you drive first. I'm like, all right. And next thing you know, he's on the back, just dangling, hanging on the truck, smoking. I'm like, where the fuck am I? What goes on here?
yeah,
it's an eye opener, right?
Shock to me too.
It's an eye opener when you're like thinking you're working for the city.
Donnie Todd, you don't touch the handles because he had that beer sitting in the middle of the 2 handles.
Yeah. And the cooler on the side bin.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, man.
And we did that as you got time on. You like you said, you got a little more, not balls, but like ballsy. It was just,
relaxed.
You got more relaxed. Because once again, you knew you were going out, do your job, and, it's it.
You were left alone.
But, when you don't have that relaxation and you're on edge and you're with a guy who's crushing Budweisers in the back or smoking a joint, it's like, what the fuck is going on here? This isn't normal. And there's people Earth is happening. So it's not like you're doing this every night at midnight where there's no one around. There's people walking their kids to school and this. I remember when I did Bobby Olson's route in 13 one day. I mean, you were in 13, so you probably know. The Orange Avenue route. And I started working with Olson and we're doing it. And I'm like, this route is taking forever. Like, why does this guy go this route? Like, why does he do it this way? Turns out, him and Maffey, every half hour, there was a deli.
Imagine time the route so you can.
They were timing the route so that every half hour they could go in, get a tall boy, and then they drive and the other guy's loading now. I mean, they would crush, even Maffey, he would crush, probably four tall boys within a 3-hour route.
Wow.
And mind you, he's driving. And he's loading, so it's not like 3 hours straight. Like, you could have 4 beers in 3 hours. That's not a problem probably for most people.
Right.
But every other half hour, he's going out and loading the back of the truck. And he's driving.
Donnie, you worked with Donnie? Donnie was in your section, right?
I think I worked with him that one time, and that was really it.
I worked with Donnie a couple of times. He was probably one of the funniest guys I've ever met.
Well, they were all,
Donnie Todd was hysterical. He was shot. I only met his brother maybe once or twice.
Barry, right?
Yeah.
Barry's brother.
Yeah, because his brother got 3/4, like right when I got to the garage. Barry. You remember Barry?
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got there. Oh,
01.
01, and he was just leaving. He just got 3/4. So I really didn't. I knew Barry was more like they were different. Barry was
Yeah.
big pothead. Donnie was a big drinker. Donnie was always making you laugh, acting like a fucking maniac.
Oh, he was nuts.
Yeah, Barry was more like I don't want to say like a serious, but he wasn't like his brother. They were a little different. But Donnie Todd, I don't know if he's still around, but I'm pretty sure he's still around, and he was still doing his thing with the half a foot. He's got that half a foot.
He'd probably be a good field goal kicker.
Yeah. Him and the elbow. The elbow took his foot out.
So, Andy, how are the kids doing? How's Alicia? Everybody's good?
Everybody's good. We're enjoying the Southern life, keeping busy. The kids working.
Got all new friends down there now?
Oh, they adjusted and got friends faster than us.
Well, I'm saying you guys did very well. You blended in well.
Well, you got to realize half of this place isn't from here to begin with.
Yeah. They're all transplants anyway.
So you're liking the development?
Yeah. Certain areas are worse than others. Where I am, it's a nice mix, and that's what you want. You don't want to be where
In the
it's nothing
projects?
but New Yorkers.
Yeah. You don't want to be near the
Because those are
projects?
the assholes you left.
Yeah. Well, some people can't get out of it. That's the problem. You know, like that's why I always say, like, I don't want to move to a place where all New Yorkers, I don't care if they're all New Yorkers, but if you're still going to live that lifestyle of constantly be on the run, like I want to move to a place where you are and be comfortable. Like, just don't sweat the small stuff. Like, don't stress out.
What area are you in?
That's the key. I'm like Clayton, Smithfield, North Carolina. It's half of Staten Island Steve lives on the other side of Clayton,
Okay.
which is like 20 minutes away. They're all in one subdivision.
Really?
It's a little too close
For your
comfort
liking.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful subdivision. They have horses and trails and clubhouses. I mean, it's beautiful. But I like where I'm at. And depending on where my kids, my youngest son graduates from App State in like a month.
Oh, that's one of my son's.
That's the one.
That's one of my son's football nemesis. They play Coastal.
Oh, yeah.
App State. That's like a big rivalry, App State and Coastal.
Yeah. See, we took my son to Coastal to check it out, and he didn't want nothing to do with it. He wanted to go into the mountains.
There were a lot of gays and stuff.
The fucking dick.
Where? By my son?
At Coastal.
There
are a lot of gays near the water.
Oh, Coastal? No, I have no idea.
All jokes, people. Jokes.
My son loves it there. He ended up really, really loving being down there.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, anything's better than New York.
Let me tell you,
trust me.
It all depends on where my son ends up getting a job. And if not, we're going to end up right in that area too, right near Coastal.
Really?
There's a town called Little River or Merle's Inlet.
Merle's Inlet's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So you're going to sell? You're going to sell there and move over there?
Yep.
Why? Just you? Beach. Alicia wants to get near the beach. Well, I see you're on the beach now a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
you wear a Speedo or no?
Say that again.
You wear a Speedo or no? You got trunks, full trunks.
Oh, no. I can't. The girls would be flocking from the left and right. And
I remember how good you looked in that towel. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With your Marlboro.
It's not cold there, so you got no problems. Not cold.
No, it's still. It ain't gonna look much different.
But when is that move happening?
Who knows?
But that's the goal.
Like I said, he graduates at the end of the month, and let's see where he ends up. And if he ends up getting a job and stays here, we'll be here a couple more years.
Okay. But now
Which is fine
Appalachian,
by me. I'm in no rush.
yeah, I mean, you look comfortable. I see you on Facebook and
You're out a lot.
and Marketplace all over the place. That
Yeah.
you're doing very well.
You
You're having
seem like
fun.
you're doing your thing.
Yeah, that's we try. We go to a lot of concerts. There's a lot of concerts around here. Last season we had the passes, and we just try and make do what we can. We're going on a cruise in next month.
You got some life, bro.
Yeah, really.
I try.
And I remember
You
when
look good. I'll
Gus.
tell you that. You still look good. At least you got that.
Thanks, Cody.
I remember when Gus used to complain. Andy's always bitching that he's got no money, but he gets the brand new iPhone every fucking year it comes out.
I still got no money, but
yeah, but bro, you're living your life.
we do what we got to do.
Bro, you're enjoying your life.
You're only here for so long.
That's it, bro.
That's it. You don't know. I could be dead next week.
Your
Don't
lips to
say
God's
that.
ears, bro. It's the truth, though. You never know. You never know.
is.
Kurt's got
It
two
really is.
assholes now, just
Yeah,
so you
I
know.
got two assholes.
Kurt,
Two assholes.
yeah,
Yeah.
he went to the store, came out, bing, he got a second asshole.
Yeah, I got a fucking bad polycyst thing going on. They had to go in.
Oh, I had that.
Oh no, you didn't have what I have.
We'll talk after.
Wait,
You want to
wait,
question
wait.
about a pile?
Wait.
Pioneal cyst. I had that.
Wait.
Was that during the job? Like, you had a lot of crazy
Yes.
things during the job. That might have been, I remember that.
Yeah.
You had a lot of weird things.
Look, so
Yes. God forbid.
you see the stitches, and then on top is the hole. Can you see it?
I can't really see it, but I know what you have.
I'll put it up on the
I can-
episode.
I can go get Alicia to come in here and tell you I used to have a hole right above the crack of my ass.
Same thing.
I got a
And she used
slit.
to stick a pin in
Oh,
this deep, and it would hit nothing. And then all of a sudden, boom!
Zap.
And the gods of thunder would open and come leaking out. Disgusting.
Yeah, good stuff.
Disgusting.
The
Oh, you
smell
guys
is
got to
nice.
talk more. You guys got to talk
smell
more
is nice,
on the
Andy.
side because people don't want to hear
Yeah.
about it.
I didn't want to hear about
No,
it.
nobody. You might as well edit this part right the fuck out.
What are you talking about? It's life happening. Earth. This is what's real. This is real shit, Andy.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I
I
love
got
that real.
right now. I have about 8 pads on my ass. 8. 2
I
pairs
feel
of
your pain.
underwear.
So
I came prepared to do this podcast today.
I could still beat you. Wait, it only gets better. God forbid I ever go for a surgery and get to keep my pants on. Never happen. I get freaking everything shoved up my freaking schlong.
Whoa! Now you can. What's the
It
artwork you
only
got
gets.
over
It
there?
only gets better.
Show me that artwork you got on your arm. What is that?
the Yankee.
This is, if you remember this tattoo from
You didn't
like
have that
20
like
years
that.
ago.
Yeah.
It was just the NY.
Yeah,
And then last year I added the flag behind it.
yeah, I like it. Looks nice, man.
Real.
It bring it out.
No, you look like a man now.
Yeah, well, you don't want to get jumped. You don't want to get beat up down in North Carolina. God forbid if you're not American down there.
Well, God knows it only takes about one word for me to speak, and they know I'm not from here.
But you're in Trump country, bro. They'll fucking
Yeah.
They'll hang you from that tree
they break
back
your
there.
chops a lot from being from New York. Like, did
yes
you have?
and no.
I didn't even say break your chops. Did they give you a hard time that you're from New York when you first got there? Like, were people
When I
standoffish?
first got here, yes. Especially the industry where I work in, they're all scummish.
Yeah.
But there is good people here. They're polite. But a New Yorker is more straightforward. If I don't like you, you're gonna know.
No.
Yeah, you're definitely
Yeah.
gonna know.
And I kind of like that. We're here. If someone doesn't like me, they're gonna be like, "Oh, bless your heart."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that means you're a freaking idiot.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
That's their polite way of saying go fuck yourself. Oh, God bless you.
Yes.
Well, how
Yes.
is the sanitation down there? How would it got? Like, do they
All
throw you
private.
pails? Do they? What goes on? Compare it to us.
Compared to us, nothing. It's private. You pay for it. It's I guess like Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, mine just went up, bastards.
They're not running around like running
Wait.
around up.
I couldn't even tell you. You know, the people that live a couple doors down actually work for the company. They get us a better deal. They're excellent. They take everything. There's no bullshit.
So you can throw bulk out, whatever you want. You can do whatever you want down there. Or do you have to call up? I have bulk.
No, I don't think bulk. I haven't had to throw out bulk yet. If I do, I'll bring it to work with me and throw it out there.
Yeah.
No, so like the olden days. Because the guys in
Yeah.
Staten Island 3 wouldn't take your garbage anyway, so you would have to bring it down to Staten Island
What
1.
about when Getz did your garbage?
Say that again?
What about when I did your house? Did you ever have a problem?
No, you were the best.
Yeah, that's all I like to say. Pat myself on the back.
Gus will not say the same.
Fuck Gus.
Wow. You tortured that guy.
Bro, you were working with him. Real quick, you were working with him those times. How bad was it?
How mad was he?
How mad would he get when we would bust his chops?
He'd get mad.
When we put
He'd
all
get mad.
when we put all the signs on his fucking lawn for
Yeah, especially that one because the congressman that
Yeah.
lives right up the street.
yeah.
The worst thing that ever happened with Gus is, if you remember, I found like a bag of pot,
Yeah.
and I took it and I put it in his thermos,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
thinking he would find it when he got home to, clean out your own coffee cup.
Yeah.
I should have known better. Gus don't wash out a damn thing. He left it for his wife.
And Lori found it.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Started a whole war because they thought it was the Suns. I started World War III in that house. I felt so freaking bad.
Yeah, we tortured that man.
Oh, I loved breaking his
But
shots.
all in good faith. We were just having fun.
Gus
Yeah.
was the best. Gus
Gus
took
was
it
good
all in
time.
stride.
But
We
listen,
all did though. We all busted each other's balls, and we all handled it good.
yeah, that was part of the job. Like you say, it was a lot of fun, and we made it just more fun. The job wasn't bad. It was, the shitty days. I remember you used to sit on the back of the truck during the rain when they took the steps away with your rain gear on a piece of cardboard,
Yep.
this sick bastard.
Yep.
He would sit on the lip of the truck in the back. I'm like, dude,
I was scared to stand back there because I'd fall and break my hand.
you were too old to get up there. You got those rickety
that too.
bones.
You couldn't get away with anything nowadays like we did. I went to roll call in a Red Riding Hood costume. Do you remember that? Andy, do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that one.
It was a whole big thing about they were breaking chops about being in uniform. So I went to roll call and I don't even know how I fit in it. A Red Riding Hood outfit, a Halloween costume. But you do that now, they'll suspend you.
Oh yeah.
No, it was a lot of
It
fun.
was the best job.
But I wanted to ask you, it's not, is it Nikki or Andy? Who has your son? How's the podcast going?
He hasn't done another one.
Oh, come on.
School's coming to an end. They haven't done it.
What were they doing? What
That's
was the
Nick.
content?
Sports.
Andy's 64.
No, he's not.
Fuck you. I'm 64, my ass. I heard that.
Andy, how old are you?
53.
55.
Oh,
Oh, so you're right above me. I'll be 53 this summer.
Yeah. As you can tell and edit this part, I got an issue going on,
With your prostrate.
and I need to call my doctor because this is not the way I normally
Come
am.
over here. Come
But-
visit us. I'll take care of you right away. See this finger right there?
You know something? If it was just a finger in the ass, I would have no problem with that. Who is that walking behind that I'm talking like this?
Amy, Jesus
that
Christ. That's Wendy. She can't hear you.
Okay.
She can't hear you. We only hear you.
Yeah, they put the camera the other way. And I've had that done twice already.
What,
and
through
I
the
really
pee-pee
don't wanna
hole?
Go for it again.
Through the pee-pee hole?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. At this point, just cut it off
Yeah,
and
yeah,
pee
get
out of
rid
your
of
mouth
it.
or something.
Yeah, just
Might
get
as
rid
well.
of
I
it.
barely use it every day.
I hear that. What are the long, skinny?
The stuff that you grow.
What do you grow?
Oh, the gugutsa.
The gugutsa.
Gagoots. That's it.
You still
yeah,
growing?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't do it.
That's all your
Too
property
much
behind
work.
you?
Oh, I got plenty of property for it.
I'm saying that's all your property behind you?
Yeah, pretty much.
You have any pop growing back there?
No, dude, I get drug tested more than I did when I was in the city.
What the hell?
Really?
Because I got a DOT
Yeah, because you're laying pipe.
license.
You like laying pipe, don't you? You're a pipe layer.
It's not bad.
You're a pipe layer.
But listen, Andy, we want to thank you for stepping in today. And it's always good to, see you and chat. We talk on the phone. It's just not the same. And
Good man.
no, I want to thank you and yeah, good times, bro.
Thank you guys also.
And thanks for talking me off the shelf with my second asshole.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Now you've got
if you got any
friends.
questions with that, text me.
I will.
He'll be calling you right after. Does yours look worse than this? Oh shit. But no, bro, I appreciate you jumping on. We wanted to try this whole Zoom thing out and see if it works out. And I'll let you know when it's gonna drop and we'll talk soon.
Be good, my friend.
Cool. Sounds good, boys.
All right, bro. Peace out. Thank you.
Be good.
Have a great day,
Be
bro.
good.
All right,
Later,
peace
brother.
out, bro.
What's up? Yeah. Get a load of this.